Did you hear that rumor about butter? It's been getting spread everywhere. What's going on, YouTube? Starting here, February 22nd, Midyear Mayhem returns. What is the date? February 22nd. How many days is that from now? Well, take the day that it is, subtract that from 22, and that's how many days until Midyear Mayhem starts. Why am I beating you guys over the head with this? Because no matter how many times I tell people when the start date is, the number one comment will always be, when does this event start? Probably because people skip past my suffering of doing the dad joke. So what we're going to talk about today is not just the event here. We're going to cut briefly through the rewards and how you can get the number one rewards for Midyear Mayhem. We already have a video where we talk about everything. This is going to be much more contained to the actual, here's the best things to do. Specifically, here's what you should do based on your kind of situation. Are you want a new character, a leveled character? What type of rewards are you trying to get, and so on. And the big thing that I wanted to hit upon here is that it is a passive buff now. You don't have to go and activate anything every so often. It's 100% passive. It will always be activated. And for that, it's actually really good. So you don't need to do anything crazy like you normally do. And this is a great change by ZeniMax going to passive buffs. And to start us off, let's look at the rewards, because really the rewards are the key to doing any ESO event. You really want to focus on getting the maximum amount of Pellinnor's boon boxes and other types of rewards that are going to suit you and your characters played through the best. So what is that going to look like? Well, to get the Pellinnor's reward boxes, yes, you could do the Battlegrounds quest, Scoutings, Battlefront Conquest, take the Elder Scroll, do some town daily quests, Imperial City daily quests. Of those things, what do I suggest that you do for the reward boxes? Zero. Now, don't you do any of those things, because the best way to get rewards boxes, which is really not even talked about here, is pretty much every time you get between 15,000 and 20,000 alliance points, you get a reward box, regardless of how you get that alliance points. For example, if you pull daily calendar reward alliance points, you will get a Pellinnor's reward box. That is just how it works. It's just that easy. And in these reward boxes, you're going to get Telvar crystals, repair kits, soul gems, alchemy ingredients, style items, Daedric siege weapons, book furnishings, forward camps, prismatic runes, all sorts of little lovely jubbly things. We're not going to talk about every little thing here. I mean, you guys generally know what's good, but the key things are going to be those prismatic runes, transmute geodes, and re-ingredients, because re-ingredients, alchemy ingredients, are just good because everybody's going to be killing each other, and to kill people you need consumables. Most people don't realize this. Think about how many potions are consumed at any given moment inside of a gigantic battle. Well, all of those potions came from ingredients that people sold on the open market, or that somebody picked up and farmed at one point or another. So this is a great time for you to get some money if you're interested in trying to get some for yourself. And before we jump into the best farming methods, quickly here we're going to touch upon how you get your event tickets, because you're probably going to want some event tickets, because you can get 39 in total. Every day you can get 3. One is going to be from turning in an Imperial City daily quest. Talk about those later. And 2 are going to be from doing any Battlegrounds or Cyrodiil quest. I would say, depending on what you're farming in Cyrodiil, will determine whether or not this is easy or more difficult if you want to do the Battlegrounds one, if you want to do the Cyrodiil one. Keep in mind that you can take all of the Cyrodiil quests and all of the Imperial City quests, and you can turn them in once per day. You don't have to do them on a specific day. Say, for example, I go to Cyrodiil, I take X amount of keeps, I kill a bunch of players, I capture an Elder Scroll, I get a partridge and a pear tree. Well, I could turn in one of those quests today, one tomorrow, one 2 days from now, and so on and so on. So I don't have to go out and reform these actual total activities, which can make getting event tickets so much more feasible and enjoyable for players. So now you have loaded up the game. It's Midyear Mayhem time, depending on when you watch this video, and you're thinking to yourself, what in the flat earth do I need to be doing now? And it's a hard question, because it's going to depend on you. Because what you want from an event, how you want to farm it, is really going to come down to what you want to do during this event. Some of you hate Cyrodiil with a burning passion. Some of you hate the Imperial City. Some of you hate Battlegrounds. And then hopefully some of you also like those things, because there's a whole event tailored to those 3 things. So what is best for you as a player? Now, if you have new characters, or you're a new player who's not hit champion point yet, if you're still below level 50, essentially, I encourage you guys to do daily Battlegrounds. and they're going to get yourself some great rewards for doing so. So the event rewards for doing Battlegrounds are going to be doubled, and you can pick up your Battlegrounds quest from here inside of Daggerfall, and they're very easy to do. There's also an ELO system that means that you're going to be put against people with equals matchmaking. It's not perfect, obviously, but you're not going to be going against people who have hundreds of hours on a character. In fact, the ELO system is actually per character. So even if you have PvP'd a lot on another character, it's completely reset on a new one. It's a great way to test out new and exciting builds on, lower level characters. Say you've never played a PvP Templar before, well, now you can. And why I think it's good for people to do that is as you level up as a Templar and use it and kind of get into the swing of it, now when you fight other Templars, you know the tools that are in their tool belt. And I think that's a really great way to become a well-rounded PvPer, and that's what I generally encourage you guys to do. So if you have new characters and you want to level them up, you will get ludicrous amounts of XP farming Battlegrounds. It's also pretty fun to do Battlegrounds. As a CP level character, it's probably one of the fastest farms to get alliance points that is consistent. What does consistent mean? Well, when we talk about Cyrodiil, you'll understand. Because a lot of times when you load into Cyrodiil, you might see something like this. Because this is what the Cyrodiil map looks like right now. So if you've loaded in and you were thinking to yourself, where in the world should I go? Well, it can be tricky. Should you go down here to Blue Road Keep? Should you go all the way down here, knowing that if you get to Fargle, good chance by the time you get there, the fighting's over? Cyrodiil can be a very frustrating place to farm alliance points. So here are my tips for you on farming Cyrodiil when the event starts. Number one is take all the quests. There's going to be tons of quests in your Alliance Gatekeep. Just pick them all up. Even the ludicrous ones like take an Elder Scroll. You never know. You might as well have it just in case you do take an Elder Scroll. There's going to be endless amounts of combat, and there's going to be endless amounts of things changing hands. So it's a great way to do that. Step numero dos. Go into a group. Type in chat looking for group. There's going to be tons of groups formed. When you're in a group of people, you know where they're going. You know where they're defending. You know that there's going to be action. You're not going to win every battle, granted, but if you're around other players, your chances are severely increased, because looking at this map right now, there's no real way to know which fight's going to be successful, where the main defense is. But if you're in a group and there's 20 people down here defending Fargle, then there's a decent chance that you'll be able to put up a decent defense there and get some alliance points. Alternatively, if you see that there's a group of people moving towards Ares, it could be a great time to go follow that group over to Ares. What is the number one place that people will farm during this event is actually these keeps, pretty much in unison. Generally, during the event, if you see any of these main keeps being attacked, that is a serious attack from another alliance, because that's how you get the Emperorship. Gotta have these bad boys, and you have to have all of them at once. And to dethrone the Emperor, you have to take all of them. So for example, if red had these ones and yellow had these ones, the Emperor would be dethroned. So if, say for example, Robeck is the only bastion that blue has, there's a decent chance that they're going to flood there, and there's going to be an epic battle at Robeck to try to dethrone the Emperor and vice versa. And in Quagmire, Castle Blackboot is generally the area where a lot of PvP occurs. You'll generally see people go down to Blackboot, depending on the console that you play on. I don't understand the rhyme or reason why some do and some don't, but generally the three alliances meet down there to just do a consistent rotating battle against each other, as opposed to going from keep to keep. Because for those of you who don't know, you don't get a defense tick if you lose. So it's generally one of those things where it can be frustrating if your alliance is getting steamrolled, that you're not going to be getting a lot of points. And because of that, sometimes generally people want to go to an area that's a little bit more contained and a little bit more of a cycling of things. Generally, people only care about offense down in Blackboot. It's just a consistent taking versus offense and defense. It's referred to as the Alliance Point Train. I have whole videos dedicated to it. A bit controversial. Some people think it's a bit scummy because it seems like it's Alliance Point boosting. I look at it as it's potentially just people just fighting in a circle. You've even seen potentially too on some alliances in some years where they actually keep all of the walls and doors down on all of the keeps in the middle. That way people can just go through and take them all and get crazy big alliance point ticks. It depends if you want to do this or not. I'm not saying it's legal or not. I truthfully do not know, but I just want to provide that information out to you guys. And for those of you who have never been to the Imperial City before, it's actually relatively straightforward once you're here. You're going to be over in your passage. Now, you will be different depending on the alliance you're in. If you're in the Daggerfall Alliance, you'll look to see exactly where I am here. And then each of these ladders leads to a district. And if you've never been here before, you're probably thinking to yourself, what in the world do these ladders go to? Well, You pop out in the district, but more importantly, for our purposes here today, you pop out next to a quest, which will be like, go tickle 8 Stonefire scamps and then come on back. And it's really that straightforward. A great tip for you, because this still works, but it is difficult during Midyear Mayhem, is that you can actually queue for Cyrodiil inside of the Imperial City. So it's an instant leave option. So if you're in the overworld and you just want to go back to a safer spot without having to run all the way through the lambent passages, and you don't want to die with your Telvar, you can queue and go to Cyrodiil, and then bada bing bada boom, you're back in. Now, why it's harder during Midyear Mayhem is the campaigns are full, and it's a bit awkward when you want to queue for a campaign and then you can't go to it. Where do I suggest that you farm? For Telvar, I suggest that you get in groups. Looking for group is always a great way to make new friends, get into groups of people, and work together collectively, and know just generally where people are. And then you're going to want to kill the bosses. The bosses have extra loot rewards during Midyear Mayhem, and they also give you some cool achievement rewards. Go around in circles and kill everything in that zone with your group of players is the #1 farm. Now, I do know people who do this as solos and duos. There's definitely some great werewolf builds that you can utilize, because you'll see quite a few of those in both campaigns and also probably in Battlegrounds, and they do great for the Imperial City as well. That's the easiest thing that you could suggest to farm. Why Telvar is great. You're not going to get as many alliance points, mind you, but Telvar is another great currency for rewards. Now, you're not going to be getting as many Pelennor reward boxes per se, but you still will be getting a bunch of other loot as well, which makes it worth it in my opinion. Another fun little shout for you guys as well, and it's just kind of ludicrous but fun in my opinion, is that you can actually go and farm resources. So there's some little hidden towns such as this one right here, which are unnamed areas that have decent amounts of resources around them. I would say to even the named towns as well, such as Bruma, Vlasteris, as well, also have decent resources, and you get bonus resource rewards during Midyear Mayhem. I don't know anyone who's saying to themselves, you know what I need to do? I'm going to queue into a campaign, wait for 50 people to get in, and then you know what I'm doing? I'm farming all of the Rubedite ore, the whole map, cleaned out. It's one of those things that I think if you're PvPing and you're like from place to place and you see some rune stones and such, and you're like, I might as well pick it up. These double odds, might as well grab it. It's, I guess, and I think it's just one of those things that's funny to mention, because if I don't mention it, somebody will. But as other kind of final tips and reminders, I think the best set to wear is actually the Twice Born set, which is very straightforward. What it does, it gives you access to 2 Mundus Stones. So if you're at a 10 to 50 character, 2 Mundus Stones is great. Why? So if you're level 10 and you're wearing level 10 gear, it is scaled to you. But if you're level 20 wearing level 10 gear, well, it's going to be a little wimpier. It might give you 1,000 stamina. That's 1,000 stamina when you're level 10 as a level 10 gear. Might turn into 500 stamina. You're getting weaker. But if your bonus is 2 Mundus Stones, the Mundus Stones don't shrink. They will always remain the same. So you can get yourself a weapon damage Mundus and a stamina Mundus, or a spell damage one and a magicka one. So to me, Twice Born is a great PvP set if you're looking to get into 10 to 50 PvP. The second one could be all sorts of other things. Clever Alchemist is really popular because potion drinking is just absolutely insane, and I highly encourage you guys to do it. I think that is a great option. I know a lot of other people wear a wide variety of sets. From there, it could really be anything. I just generally suggest crafted sets to make your life significantly easier. So put your set suggestions in the comments below. Generally, for me, it's Twice Born, and then maybe something along the lines of like Clever Alchemist, or something along those lines, because I think it just builds good habits as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We are still doing our 3 giveaway drawings. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. At this rate, we'll hit it in the next either this month or next month, which is absolutely crazy. So thank you guys again for that. The second thing is answer the question in the post outro. So let me know what your answer is to that question. The third thing is just look for an Amazon gift card code to be flashed up on the screen throughout one of the videos, and you will be a winner. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I love you, and I'll catch you guys at Midyear Mayhem. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
Post outro here, technically not a Family Feud question, but still a question. If you had to pick one of the 3 farms that I mentioned, which would you pick? Either Battlegrounds, Cyrodiil, or the Imperial City. It doesn't necessarily have to be what your favorite is, but if you had to pick one pragmatically, which would you choose? Because it just kind of helps me know what you guys are generally farming when these events occur. So if you could help me out, I would appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.